everyone, welcome to the very last video in our series from Seasons by Hanna Karlzon. These are our summer items, and this is a Polychromos series, and we have our strawberries here today to do. So I'm just trying to decide whether I want the little seeds of the strawberries to be yellow or to be black. I'm never quite sure because they do vary between different plants. I think what I'm going to do is use a yellow, and then if I don't like it I might go over it with black. The other way round will be harder. So this is a light yellow glaze, and I'm going to use it for each of these seeds. I'm going to try and layer it up quite a bit, because what I'm hoping to do is to burnish it in so that I can put the red on top, and it won't go orange. If it does go orange, I can just change them to black. It's not a big deal, but I quite fancy trying them in yellow. But it's going to be a lot easier if I do my red colour right over the top of them. Now, it's always tempting to do strawberries red, but of course, if they're not ripe, they're green or even white. But I think that having a nice vibrant red colour just seems much more attractive somehow. But sometimes I will do the end of a strawberry in a green, whitey green colour, just to make it look a bit more like a real one, I suppose. Especially if I've got a big bunch of them. But we've only got two here, so I'm going to make them look really ripe and shiny, I think, once I finished doing all these little seeds. I think that's enough, but if it isn't, then it isn't, and I'll sort it out. Right, I'm just trying to think, what colour should I pick? I think this colour I might start with. This is the Madder. It's quite a pinky red, but I'm going to put a layer down. Because strawberries do vary in their colour. Sometimes they're a bit pinker, sometimes they're a bit more orangey. So we'll see. As you can see, I have successfully burnished my yellow, and my seeds are not changing colour, which is nice and useful. If yours are, don't panic, don't worry. There are lots of things that you can try. Firstly, you can use a yellow Posca pen. Oh, that one's gone. You can use a black pen. So I've got two of mine have gone red. So, you know, there are options out there. So you could use a black gel pen as well, or a yellow gel pen, if you wish. Now, if you want to do a really sophisticated strawberry, you would do it so that it looked like the seeds were slightly sunk in. And to do that, you do a little bit around each seed that's a bit lighter than the rest of the strawberry. For me, that's a little bit too much detail, too much attention to detail. I'm going to just try and make it look a little bit darker around the edge, just to try and make it look like it's got a bit of shine and shape. I'm just going to keep it simple. So what I've done here is I've put another layer of Madder around the edge, and then I'm just going to spread it in a bit like that, because thinking there'd be a lighter bit here, you know, it'd be dark around there. I do the same with this one. We work them together, it's a bit easier and quicker, I find, doing it that way. It helps my memory, because if I do one thing and then another, I won't remember how many layers of what colour I've done, and they won't look the same. Now, that could be absolutely fine if they don't look the same. If they look really similar but just very slightly different, it might look like you've made a mistake. If they're completely different, then I think that will be okay. Right, I'm going to do a third layer. So really dark along this edge. You could use another colour. I'm just going to keep going with this one. I just feel like it looks the colour that I wanted, if that makes sense. So if I add a darker colour, it's not going to look like what I wanted it to look like. I'm just going to bring that in a little more. Like that. I'm quite happy with that. And then we'll do the same on this one. Now I'm not sure if some plants might have a black and a yellow seeds on the same plant. I'm sure I've seen them with blacker ones at the bottom and yellower ones at the top. But because some of mine have gone red, but most of them haven't. I think I might just use my white pen to erase the red. And then, so I'm going to grab my white and put it on the seeds that gone red. And I will try, there's quite a few there, to remember to go over that with yellow, but I may forget. Okay, so we've got leaves to do. We've got the sort of tufty bits at the top, these are, and then the leaves, and they would be the same colour as each other, but I think that could be a little tricky, but we'll see where we go. I think I am going to keep them quite pale. I'm going to use the leaf green. I think that looks quite like the green we would see. So let's hold the paper. I'm going to make it a little darker here, more layers at the bottom and less to the tip, and just work my way along. Maybe they'd be a little darker than this, but I rather like this sort of warm, lightish green with the red. Something's just come through the letterbox. My son's gone to investigate. So that's that one. And then the same on this one. I suspect that might be my the new books I thought I was going to be getting today. So just lightening it towards the tip by putting more layers at the bottom. Now, these leaves are underneath, so they might be a little bit darker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a lighter base of this colour, and then I'm going to darken it up with something, I think. So that will just be a little bit different. And yeah, we won't go too dark, but we'll see how it goes. So this is the last of the pages like this in this book. So I've done the autumn, the winter and the spring, which means I must have had this book for nearly a year to have covered all those sections. It doesn't feel that long. I don't think I've done that much in it. But anyway, I'm sure I will get there. I'm trying to do one, I'm just picking my next colour. I'm trying to do one Hanna Karlzon from each of my books a month at least, so that I can enjoy my books. I don't want to necessarily just focus on the one book. This is the Permanent Green Olive. I'm just going to work it into some of the areas to make it a little bit darker. I don't, you know, I'd like to sort of work on them all at the same time, sort of thing. I do still have some books that I want to finish, which I'll be working on a bit more than others, but not the Hanna Karlzons yet. It's because I'm not anywhere near finishing them, so I'm just enjoying them, doing bit by bit. So I'm trying to make this a little darker along the edge where it meets the strawberry and where the leaves meet each other and things like that. Ouch, my finger. There's nothing there, it's just pulsing with from my nettle sting. I've got some cream I need to pop on it, I think. I didn't know if it would need it, but I think it will. I think I'm going to do these tips in this colour as well. I think it'll just look better somehow if we have got another darker bit. I don't know why I think that, just instinct, I guess. I remember saying to my husband, because you know he does his art, I said, do you ever start, just let your pencil just colours itself and you're not really thinking about what you're doing? I don't know if he really understood what I meant. I don't know if I really understood what I meant, to be honest. But sometimes you just have to let your pencil do it and just trust your instincts. Not overthink it, I suppose. Okay, now that looks a little bit messy, and that's fine because we're going to go back to our leaf green and do another layer of that over all of it. And hopefully we'll still see a little bit of the contrast in colour, but it will sort of bring it all together. If we need some more darker colour after, that's fine. We can grab it again, or even grab a dark one. The sun is coming out on the book again, but I'm going to just leave it. It's not really bright. I think it's going to be okay. It's not giving a shadow in the place where I'm colouring. In fact, the sun isn't reaching this bit that I'm colouring, so it's okay. It's only when I zoom out and show you the whole book that you'll notice, which I will do at the end. Show you the whole page, not the whole book. You don't need to see all the book. I have a flip through of the book. You can go and see if you want. But there we go, getting to the end of this little bit. Now I'm thinking a little bit about, I want a few more shadowy bits, so I'm going to grab a darker pencil to do those. I do like my dark sepia for this sort of thing, even though I put it away in the wrong place. There we go, dark sepia. And I'm just thinking about, I was particularly thinking here, where it's sort of nestling near the leaf or just over the leaf, like that, just a little bit. Then that, is that overlapping? I don't know. No, I'll leave that. Pop that around there, and then we'll do a bit around this part, and also where they're overlapping each other. Just a little bit around. There and here. Oh, I need to do around here too. And then just this bit where these are overlapping each other. I think that will be almost us. Apart from just trying to put, oops, a little bit of yellow. A little bit of yellow on top of these bits. I'm sorry about that clutter. The bits that I whited out, I want a yellow over, so they're not quite so fluorescent. As I say, you could use a yellow pen, but it'd be a lot brighter, and it's up to you if you feel like you want a brighter look or not. But there is our strawberry picture done, and now I'm going to show you the whole completed page, just moving the book, and then I will come out a little for you so you can see the whole thing. I think the balance of colour just about worked. Let's take those papers out from behind. In fact, I'm just going to pull the book out from under my pencils there. let's put it there. I find it's, if I hold the side up, then it flattens the page a little better. I mean, it's curling up at this corner here, but hopefully you can see. There we go. There you are. See the whole thing. So that is our sort of mini series. So thank you for watching. I hope that was okay. I hope you had fun with it. Yeah, and we'll have something new tomorrow. No idea what it is. But thank you for watching again, and happy colouring.